Welcome to Dr. Mary Travel Best's Independent Travel Guide. This is an episode for women like you who need a little extra support traveling the world, one woman at a time. I've been traveling independently since 1972, and soon I will release a second guidebook on the travel independent steps. Please share this podcast with people you love so you can make their trips the very best, like Travel Best. In this episode, the FAQ is it wrong for me to hate airports? Today's destination is South Side Chicago. Today's mistake, stranded in Dallas, 3 days. And travel advice, go with public transportation. Now for the FAQ. Is it wrong for me to hate airports? I hate to go there. I have to pick up my grandkids, and going to the airport is not fun. One of you asked me these questions, and here's my answer. So if you look at this as a chore, you're not going to enjoy the experience. I agree that airports can be a challenge. I think that if you shift your mind and get that frown, turn it upside down, it's going to be a smile and your attitude is going to feel really good. Consider that you'll be seeing your grandkids for the first time in a while. How excited they will be to see you. That's going to make this a fun trip and experience. You will change the world when you change your attitude. Now let's talk about the South Side of Chicago, today's destination. I lived in the northwest suburbs of Chicago for 10 years and rarely visited the South Side. I wasn't familiar with the area, but in 2021, I took a few days and explored this area. It's the largest of the three sides of the city that radiate from downtown, the others being the north side and the west side. The city annexed Hyde Park. That's what kicked off the South Side. The Chicago River divides these sides. So the South Side has a varied ethnic composition and a great disparity of income. Some neighborhoods are very affluent. Others are middle class and poor. The South Side boasts cultural sports teams, landmark buildings, museums, educational institutions, medical institutions, beaches, and plenty of parks. My friend Nancy Kramer is a native South Sider, and she has deep roots in the neighborhoods. Also, the Obama family is from the South Side. Midway Airport is in the southern part of the city, and it's easy to get downtown from here, or even to the north side with a transfer on the CTA, buses, trains, etc. You can see the White Sox on the South Side. So if you're going to Chicago, know that the city is basically split. On a recent trip, I spent the day near the Museum of Science and Industry along the lakefront South Side. This was the home of the World's Columbia Expedition of 1883, and there are still remnants of that fair. Those Japanese gardens are beautiful. The University of Chicago is full of ivy-walled buildings like you would see at Harvard. And you can walk the promenade of tree-lined streets and boulevards during the day and even find good street parking here for free. If you're driving to Chicago from Indiana, you can go on the Skyway for a toll or on the highway for free. So check your traffic apps to determine your best trip times. I took the Skyway to Indiana, but the local highways on the return trip, which was fine without traffic in either direction. Your experience may be different. What's new in Chicago is the old architecture. If you haven't taken that architectural tour, it's worth a few hours of your time to learn the history through a fun tour guide. Now for today's mistake and lesson learned. I was stranded in Dallas for 3 days. I was traveling from Atlanta to San Diego on Spirit Airlines, July 21, and stranded for 3 days. Don't do this. What happened? Unexpected storms cut all traffic from departing the airport, which ruined a lot of flight schedules. I was stuck. Fortunately, I was able to get a hotel about 40 minutes away and shared a few Uber and taxi rides to finally get to a room. No compensation was given. Finally, 3 days later, my next flight was then canceled too. About 2,000 flights were canceled. I had a friend who helped me book a trip on Southwest Airlines from Love Field. So that's how I finally made it home. And a nice end to the story on the way back, I gave up my aisle seat to a dad so he could sit with his son. Southwest later rewarded me with a voucher for a discount on future travel as a thank you. That was unexpected, but very grateful. And now for today's travel advice. Go with public transportation. The price of car rentals is sky high these days. You may not need to rent a car. Check where you're going and see if there's public transit system available. When I was in Dallas on that trip, I was able to find and use the train service from the west part of Dallas to the airport for a fraction of the Uber fare. Now, to get from DFW to Love Field was pretty easy too. I took the train and then a city bus, and the senior price was less than $2. Today, I want to bring meaning to your travel. So send me your travel tip. You can send it to my website, Facebook page, group, Instagram. Send your question to me. I'd love to answer it. You may see your tips in Dr. Travel Best's Independent Travel Steps.
What's on your travel bucket list? Tell the doctor and her team of women who travel the world seeking the very best. Dr. Travel Best, that is.